Hello, and welcome back to the Lavelle Time Works YouTube channel. We are currently working on this Omega 1152 movement. We're working on reassembly, um, fun chronograph based off of a 7750. We're almost done with it. We have a couple sections left to finish up here. This is the exciting bit here. I mean, it's all exciting, to me anyway. But we are going to be working on getting the chronograph runner wheels installed. We got the seconds here, central seconds. Let me just make sure I am doing lubrication as I'm supposed to here. So we want to add a bit near the end here. Set that back down. You know, I tried to use both hands for tweezering. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. Sort of need to be ambidextrous for it, but doing this kind of work, that is. All right, let's stop that moving around so much. That supposedly is in good enough spot. Drop that in. That is in the stopped position there. We'll leave it like that. Until something tells me otherwise. This needs to go here. See that opening right down in here? No lubrication on this one. I'm not worried about lining up the hearts right now. I don't see that being much of an issue. You gotta get this little guy in. Floating around. Where do you go? Oh, this is what controls the. This is what transfers our stored energy. Now it says to put it this way. Now there's a. You can see there's two different sets of teeth there. Larger on the right, smaller on the left. Smaller teeth go up. Drop that in. It's kind of a pain. It's going to lock up the watch, which should have stopped anyway. There we go. All right, so that's in place there. You can see right there, everything else still lined up. Nice and neat. I think I am going to actually unlock this. Just in case, I guess I don't see anything screaming at me on the screen on the sheets here to have it one way or the other, so we'll just leave it like that. And again, we have the crown pulled out, so it's hacked and stopped. Do I know what I'm doing right now? It's a question I often ask myself. This. Yep, that hole goes there. Line that up with the top of the. Yep. And this is what transfers the power, the motion, whatever you want to call it, to the chronograph feature here. Boy, oh boy, am I struggling. What if I do something like this? Up this. I think that's in. Let's. Yep, that looks in to me. That looks in there. Now, is that spring supposed to be out of the way? So that's what makes this all function, I think. Press this. Nope, that's for something else. Okay, cool. We need to put a little bit of oil on that. A very busy day. Very busy weekend, too. I think I mentioned this before, but I film. If you didn't notice my very identifiable shirt here, I'm filming all these back to back, or at least on the same day. Because I want to get this back together. I want to check it out, see how it works for a bit before I take it apart, clean it again, polish, and do all that. No, I'm liking it so far. Everything's kind of working how it should. That drops in there, and it wants me to put oil again in the hole. Makes sense. I don't fully like it, but if I'm following the instructions, I can't get blamed for anything, right? In the hole there. In the hole there. So now it wants me to add this. I believe this is the hammer. I believe that's what kids would call it. I'm going to point those down. I do think that'll just make this easier. There's the hammer, and as you can see, it engages with the cam there. The cam has a lot of functions. I don't know if you've noticed, but there's a lot of functions here. Again, more lubrication on the don't move on me. Yeah, that's where it wants it. Get a little bit of lubrication on the ends of the hammers there. Or whatever you want to call those, the faces. Then obviously this matches up with the cam here, so some grease on that. And then the reversing wheel. Just want me to drop that in there and that's where that spring actually lines up. Is this on screen still? Okay, perfect. The ratcheting teeth on the reversing wheel. Now it wants some oil, but a very fine amount of it. There is actually a product you can get where you can get this oil suspended in a in a solution. Where all you do is just take whatever piece you're trying to lubricate, like a reversing wheel here, dunk it in, take it out, and just blow it off. And then it supposedly is like the perfect amount. That's still lined up. That's still lined up. Next is the plate. We're kind of cruising through this one a little bit, I feel. Of course, I say that now. Get this all lined up. Okay, things aren't seating this time. I know in one of the other videos, if you haven't watched it, go check it out. Everything's seated instantly. We're looking at the minute wheel here, minute recorder. There we go. That's in. Yeah, and there's a little scuff right on the corner there. There's nothing I can do about that. Somebody can, not me. Okay, so that's down. My assumption would be normally that there's wear marks from a loose rotor. But with that screw that was floating around in this thing, maybe that screw got caught up and just cut the edge of that or something. I don't know. So here again, the screw that was loose. This one, I'll have to go back and watch it again, but I'm pretty sure this screw was intact. This screw was intact. There's a screw right underneath that arm there. And then there's a third screw. I guess it kind of has an opening. I think, yeah, this screw right in here somehow was loose and it came out of there and was hanging out with its buddies over on the other side of the watch. If you want to see exactly where that was, you can go back and watch the disassembly. You can see how that all unfolded. We've got another spring here. Am I missing any lubrication spots? Yes. Let me get this in, and then I will do that. Excuse me. So this goes over here. Love to say we're almost done with springs, but there's still a couple more. I think what we're going to do here, again, this is in the order that tech sheet says to do it, so. Anchor the holes here first, right? There we go. Easier when you're not using flimsy little tweezers to try to move a piece of steel spring. All right, oil. Oil there. Which one is that? Which one is that? Right. Oh, right. I knew that. Yeah. What a way to spend your day. If you've been watching this entire series, I applaud you. Thank you. Hopefully, you are learning something, or at the very least, finding this entertaining to watch. All right, minute jumper. Now, this tech sheet does show you how to work on the depthing of all this. My hope is that it's just set how it's supposed to be. That's my hope. No, no lubrication, no lubrication. Okay. I do have the screwdriver, so there is. This one's inverted. The center is raised up, and it's got two, like a kind of like a vertical wrench. I don't know how you want to call it. They call it a screw, but it's inverted. Very much a don't accidentally hit this, because you can't, because it's reverse of a normal screw. There we go. So my hope is that that lines up correctly as it's supposed to. If not, I do know the steps for depthing. Basically, you have to pull the hammer, make sure that this is set. So when the hammer moves, this is actually the right depth. This is an eccentric screw right here. Actually, it's not even sitting in it. Maybe that's causing issues here. There we go. So this eccentric screw, eccentric screw. I think that little dot is the center of it. So when you turn it, it actually turns like this. So you can either push or pull, either go this way or go back this way. And then that affects how that tooth lines up right there. Again, I'm going to leave it alone for now. I'll have to test it to make sure that it works. But you can adjust all of that so that it lines up properly. Spring. Speaking of eccentric screws and such. Wait, this is supposed to go under? Hold on. This is supposed to go under? I did the numbers in the numbered order as I was told. I think this just kind of sneaks in here, though. I think it does sneak in here, just given how all this is arranged. So here we go. This goes under like this. Is that how it goes, though? Trying to think of the shape of this under here. How in the heck? Oh. How does this work? Whoops. Let's not lose that. There we go. I think it goes. I was putting it on the wrong side. There has to be a gap here because obviously there is a piece of something else sliding underneath it. Let me get my... I just realized this is all off the camera. Again, my apologies. Go down behind that screw. Right? Right? Now, do you sit like this? For the record, this is just a floating loop back here. Give me this. This be a start. Stop. Start. Stop. And this will reset it. Should. And I don't want to push on it too hard. I'm going to turn this around actually so I can just anchor this better. Oh, see, that looks like it's wrong. I wonder if I've got something wrong here. And I know it's all smudgy and dirty. Something I think is not lined up right here. So let's see if we can figure that out. I thought I was wrapping this up here in like 2 minutes, if even that. This is correct. There we go. I just wasn't pushing hard enough. It's weird because obviously if you're pushing buttons on a watch case, it's easy enough to really give it the beans, as it were, right? When you're trying to just loosely push all this floating around out here, you don't want to damage anything. Okay. So from the top. Start. Stop. Reset. That feels like it's pushing really tough. But again, I think it's everything to do with just how I'm trying to use it. So, watch is running as pictured. As you can see, it is running. As you can see, seconds are going around. Which reminds me, I have to oil a spot here still. Seconds are going around, and we're going to stop it. Seconds are stopped. There we go. I think the issue here is that this is sloped, so as I'm pushing in, it's also just glancing up and just causing issues. Reset, as you can see, hammer's in place, boom, bop, everything's doing what it's supposed to. Cool. Chronograph functions. That's going to do it for this stage. Again, hopefully you found this entertaining or informative. Make sure you subscribe. Go check out the other videos. Watch the rest of the journey that this movement is going through, getting cleaned. Well, I guess disassembled and reassembled. You guys don't get to see it being cleaned. Yeah. I think we're going to be doing one more part here on reassembly. And that should wrap it up. And then I'll get it cased. And then I'll just do like a little short video of it assembled. That's it for now on this one. Again, thanks for watching. Comments, want to see something, let me know. If you have some criticism, I'm doing something wrong, please let me know. Totally okay with that. Very much welcome criticism like that. Just don't be rude about it. That's all I ask. And that's it. Thanks for watching. Lavelle Time Works. See you on the next one.